Have you ever felt embarrassed or humiliated in front of others? Perhaps it was a moment that seemed like a harmless joke, but in reality deeply hurt you, as if your personality was trampled on. Maybe it happened at work during a meeting. You were speaking, and someone suddenly interrupted, criticizing your words while others laughed at you. Or perhaps it occurred in a group chat when someone brought up an embarrassing experience of yours. You forced a smile, hiding the shame that made you want to sink into the ground. It hurts, doesn't it? You can't help but wonder, why do they think so little of me? How can I respond without appearing weak or rude? If you've experienced this, you're not alone. We've all faced such moments. But did you know there's something you can do? While you can't control others' behavior, you can control your response. This is where Stoic philosophy, an ancient teaching of calmness, discipline, and dignity, comes into play. In this video, we'll explore how to earn others' respect immediately without arrogance or conflict. All it takes is determination, proper behavior, and self-control. Consider this lesson from Stoicism. The truly strong person isn't the one who insults others or seeks attention. The truly strong person remains calm and kind-hearted even when insulted. As Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you understand this, you discover true strength. Respect isn't demanded, it's shown through actions. Dignified behavior speaks louder than words, earning the respect of others naturally. Why do people insult or belittle you? Have you ever been mocked or criticized, despite doing nothing wrong? Some individuals always have a comment, making fun of you in front of others. You might wonder if they're angry or if you've done something wrong. Often, it's not about anger. They belittle you to make themselves look better, using you as a stepping stone to gain attention. You're not a ladder to be climbed, yet they step on you to rise higher. This behavior is common. At work, a colleague might criticize your efforts to impress the boss. In a friend group, someone might highlight your mistakes to make others laugh, casting themselves as the hero. Within a family, a relative or sibling might contradict your decisions to seem superior. Why do people act this way? Because it's easier to bring others down than to improve themselves. Instead of working hard to rise, they choose to diminish you, but you don't need to retaliate, yell, or fight back. The Stoic mindset teaches that respect is earned through dignified actions, not forced. When you stay calm and composed, even when insulted, you stand tall with dignity. That's when others respect you most, and more importantly, when you respect yourself. You can't control others' actions, but you can choose your response. By reacting thoughtfully, you grow more confident and powerful with each challenge. Every insult is an opportunity to show your true strength, not through shouting but through courage and self-respect. This is the kind of respect given voluntarily, not out of fear, but because others recognize your worth. If you're often ignored or belittled, it's time to show your value. You don't need to shout to be heard. Sometimes silence is the strongest response. In this video, I'll share 5 simple Stoic principles to help you earn respect from friends, colleagues, or even strangers. Are you ready? Let's begin the journey, quietly but firmly, toward true respect. Tip number 1. Stand up, literally and metaphorically, when you meet someone new, whether it's a boss, a client, or a friend of a friend. What's your first action? Do you stand to greet them? Do you shake their hand firmly? Do you look them in the eye? These might seem like small gestures, but they're where first impressions begin. Your initial action is like the opening page of a book. It's where others immediately judge your self-respect, confidence, and commitment to Stoic principles. The intention behind your actions matters. Not just the behavior itself, but the way it reflects your self-worth. Imagine this. You're at a seminar filled with bosses, employees, and business people. Among them is a man who, though quiet, commands attention. When someone approaches, he stands, shakes their hand, and makes eye contact. He's not loud or showy, but his presence is undeniable. Even when he says a simple "thank you" to a waiter, he stands and maintains eye contact. Not for show, but because his actions are disciplined. Now picture another man at the same seminar. He remains seated, avoids eye contact, and shakes hands weakly, as if the moment doesn't matter. He's also quiet, but he seems unsure of himself. Both men are reserved, yet people gravitate toward the first man, showing him more respect despite his silence. Why? His actions embody Stoic principles in real life. Your behavior reflects your personality. Standing up, shaking hands firmly, and making eye contact aren't just about respecting the other person. They demonstrate that you respect yourself. Stoics don't boast, but they're deliberate with their actions, knowing these form the foundation of true respect. So, what should you do from now on? In any setting, whether at the office, in a store, or on an online call, be present. When someone approaches, stand up. Offer a firm handshake and make eye contact. Even if the gesture is simple, it has a profound impact on how others perceive you. Through your actions, show that you know your worth. When people see this, respect will follow, even without words. Tip number 2, use your gaze. When interrupted, imagine you're speaking thoughtfully, but someone suddenly interrupts, cutting you off and derailing the conversation. You're left unable to finish your point. It's frustrating, isn't it? Your natural reaction might be to get angry, raise your voice, or respond politely to avoid conflict. But wait, if you want to earn respect the Stoic way, anger isn't the answer. A more effective response is a calm, direct gaze. Instead of speaking immediately, pause. Look at the person calmly and directly. Don't say a word. Show no anger or irritation, just a steady gaze that silently communicates, "I see what you did, and I don't need to shout to prove it." This approach is powerful because not everyone can remain silent in such moments. Most people react impulsively, when embarrassed, fighting back or retreating. But those with self-control choose silence with strength, and that commands respect. For example, picture yourself at a family dinner, sharing a funny story while everyone listens happily. Suddenly, a relative interrupts with a joke at your expense, leaving you embarrassed. Instead of responding right away, you look at them quietly, but directly. No emotion, no smile, no irritation. The room falls silent. Everyone feels the tension. The interrupter grows uneasy, and after a few seconds, you calmly continue saying, "As I was saying earlier." There's no fuss, no shouting, yet you hold the respect and attention of the room. The lesson? When interrupted, you don't need to shout or show anger. Use your eyes, a simple, calm but firm gaze. The person will feel your presence and composure. Then gently steer the conversation back, saying something like, "Let's return to what I was discussing," or, "As I mentioned earlier." It's straightforward, drama-free, and keeps your dignity intact. This approach teaches others that they can't simply cut you off or belittle you, not because they fear you, but because they sense your self-respect. A person with a Stoic mindset isn't quarrelsome or showy. They're quiet but firm, and their gaze is stronger than any shout. Tip number 3. Ask them to repeat when laughed. And have you ever been the target of a joke or laughter in front of others? They call it just a joke, but you feel the sting. You know it's not funny, and it's aimed at you. You might be too shy to speak up. If you laugh along, it seems like you're okay with it. If you get angry, you risk looking foolish. It can feel like there's no way to win. But don't worry. There's a simple, dignified way to reclaim your self-respect without arguing or fighting. The secret? Ask them to repeat. When someone makes a rude or embarrassing joke about you in front of others, don't laugh or say it's okay. Instead, stay calm, look at them directly and say, "Please repeat." This is powerful because when they try to repeat the joke, it loses its impact. The timing is off, The laughter fades, and others often realize the comment wasn't funny, it was mean. Your calm request exposes the rudeness without you needing to raise your voice. For example, imagine you're at a reunion with old classmates, everyone laughing and reminiscing. Suddenly someone says, "Remember when you tripped on stage? So funny." A few people chuckle. Normally you might force a smile despite the embarrassment, but this time you look at them calmly and say, "Please repeat." The room goes quiet. The joker hesitates, and if they repeat it, it sounds forced and falls flat. Others notice the joke was rude, not clever. You didn't yell or get angry. You simply stood up for yourself with composure. That earns respect. Why is this effective? You don't stoop to their level or play along to avoid conflict. You show you're not just a bystander in your own story. True strength lies not in the loudness of your voice, but in your self-control. When others see this, their respect for you grows. So what should you do when someone makes a rude or embarrassing joke? Don't laugh if you're not amused. Don't shout or get angry. Look at them and calmly say, "Please repeat." That simple question carries more weight than any retort, showing your strength while keeping your dignity intact. Tip number 4, change the conversation. When someone is angry, have you ever been intentionally teased or embarrassed in front of others? It's clear they're trying to provoke anger or hurt you with their words. For instance, picture yourself at a family gathering. Suddenly, someone makes a cutting remark about your job or a past mistake you'd rather not revisit. The room falls silent, and God damn it, everyone's eyes are on you, waiting for your response. Your natural reaction might be to explain yourself, get angry, or raise your voice. But wait, there's a smarter, more stoic way to stay in control. The secret? Change the conversation. Instead of directly addressing the insult, respond with a question or comment completely unrelated to what they said. For example, you might say, "Hey, do you know a good place to get ensaimada delivered today?" Or, "Speaking of get-togethers, when's Uncle's birthday again?" At first, it might seem like you're dodging the issue, but in reality, you're steering the conversation's direction. You don't engage with their provocation, yet you don't lose your dignity either. Here's a story to illustrate. At a party, a relative said in front of everyone, "Oh, how's your business? I thought it was booming, but it seems pretty quiet, huh?" The sarcasm was obvious. Instead of defending myself or snapping back, I smiled and said, "Hey, have you noticed the new paint on Auntie's house? It's beautiful." The others laughed. The tension dissolved, and the person who made the comment didn't press further. I didn't humiliate them, but I showed I wouldn't be swayed by their attempt to rattle me. The lesson: you don't have to respond to every insult or correct every jab. Sometimes the smartest move is to change the topic. People with deep discipline and self-respect do this effortlessly. By redirecting the conversation, you demonstrate control over your emotions, the situation, and your dignity. How can you apply this? When someone teases or tries to provoke you, don't react immediately. Take a deep breath, then shift the conversation. Ask a question, involve others, or make a light, unrelated comment. This isn't about fear, it's about self-control. The best part: when you do this, you come across as composed and elevated, even without raising your voice. Tip number 5, walk away from repeated insults. Sometimes, no matter how patient or kind you are, you face repeated insults, disrespect, or being ignored. In such situations, the strongest response isn't revenge, it's walking away. Yes, leaving isn't weakness, it's choosing your peace and dignity over chaos. Consider the story of my friend Anna, a hard-working, well-spoken team player at her company. Despite her skills and dedication, her boss constantly shut her down in front of others, ignored her ideas, and even mocked her. Anna thought she needed to prove herself, but the more she tried, the more exhausted she became. One day, during a meeting, while presenting a project she'd poured her heart into, Her boss interrupted her again, dismissing her without reason. This time, Anna didn't argue. She quietly closed her laptop, stood up, said, "Goodbye," and left the room. No. Shouting no drama, just resolute determination. The next day, she resigned. Within months, she joined a new company that valued her hard work and principles. Anna didn't leave because she was defeated. She left because she knew her worth. The lesson? You don't have to stay where you're not respected. You shouldn't fight every day for others' approval or attention. As Stoic philosophy teaches, you can't control others' behavior, but you can control your decision to walk away to protect your dignity. True strength isn't always in enduring mistreatment. Sometimes it's in leaving silently when you know it's time. When should you walk away? When you're repeatedly insulted despite your efforts, when stress and mistreatment erode your well-being, or when your contributions are ignored or met with disdain. If you feel your dignity is stripped away, leaving isn't weakness, it's wisdom. People who choose peace over chaos earn respect, not because they demand it, but because they value themselves. Conclusion: embrace quiet courage. Now that we've explored 5 powerful Stoic strategies to earn respect, here's the key takeaway. You don't need to force respect from others. Respect doesn't come from shouting, boasting, or begging. It flows from standing up for your dignity with quiet courage. When you stand to greet someone, refuse to be swayed by anger. Calmly handle interruptions, redirect conversations away from insults, and know when to walk away from disrespect. Respect follows naturally. Most importantly, the greatest respect comes from within yourself. From now on, move through the world with quiet strength. You don't need to prove everything or explain yourself constantly. Your character speaks for itself. If you want to share your experiences or simply affirm, "I deserve respect," know that you're not alone in adopting this Stoic mindset. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming Stoic wisdom videos. As a bonus, check out 2 related videos linked here to deepen your understanding of self-respect, discipline, and the Stoic mindset. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Remember, you may act quietly, but when you stand firm, you are unstoppable.